Santa Barbara, California. The name itself evokes the good life. For many, it's as close as you can get to paradise. But a destructive force has been eroding this West Coast playground.
We have been told by different evaluation groups that we have one of the highest rates of alcoholism among youth in the country. At the university level, the binge drinking problem at UCSB, they were ranked the #3 party school in the nation by the Princeton Review.
The extent of substance abuse plaguing the mostly white upper-class community in Santa Barbara had long been hidden and ignored, while little was done to work with the poor population. The community was in denial.
When the mirror was placed up to the community and the figures on substance abuse and alcoholism became clearer, we began to say, look, what can we do about it?
Santa Barbara still had a fighting chance, thanks to an association of individuals who put aside their differences to focus on this crisis.
I think the most significant thing about the Santa Barbara effort has been the capacity to bring together leaders from throughout the community, from the criminal justice area, from healthcare, governmental leaders, educators, business leaders, and to have a commitment that has been able to be sustained over time.
Together, they launched a grassroots community coalition group.
Fighting Back is a community collaboration whose purpose is to substantially reduce alcoholism and drug abuse through prevention, intervention, treatment, and aftercare by eliminating gaps and overlap and linking all the different programs together to provide services to prevent and treat alcoholism and drug abuse.
Penny Jenkins knows firsthand about the tragedy of substance abuse. In 1982, her 17-year-old daughter, Lisa, was in a car accident one night after drinking with friends. Lisa was so traumatized by the event that she came home and shot herself. Penny Jenkins discovered her daughter's body in their home.
The way that I got involved in fighting alcohol and drug abuse issues was personal. I became involved with the Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, first as a board member and then as their director. I felt passionately about the subject, and I just tried to get all sorts of groups involved in understanding that there's a problem. I really care that kids realize that it can happen to them and parents realize it can happen to anyone's children.
To mobilize the community, Fighting Back created a number of strategic partnerships.
The way the public awareness campaign started was we were aware that Santa Barbara's big problem was denial. So we felt we had to get the media involved to help get that message out.
I got so high that night, and I think I'm gonna have a baby.
There's no drug problem in my school. We can get all we want.
To deny is to die.
Fighting Back is also working with City Hall.
Fighting Back is working with local politicians by having them affect policy in certain ways, such as where we have a high concentration of alcohol outlets. We're trying to make it so that there are no more licenses issued.
This is Zello's, and Zello's opened up to the side here in this passageway to Lot 10, where the shooting happened. It was kind of a wake-up call when we realized that there was a lot of fights beginning at the bars, and then when they go to their cars, the fight continues. You've been here on a Friday night or on a Saturday night to see the high energy and activity that happens here. The people just spill out on the street. It's almost like a Mardi Gras. It's getting a little out of control, so it's a little out of balance, and we're trying to put balance back into it.
Changing public policy can have a profound effect on the community. But to reach those already caught in the cycle of addiction, Fighting Back turned to the criminal justice system. At 13, Kevin Smith ran away from home into a life of using, then selling drugs. 5 years ago, Fighting Back gave Kevin a second chance.
I was released from jail in October of '92. I proceeded to go face, neck deep, body deep into drugs and alcohol again.
One day, while waiting for his heroin connection, Kevin had a massive seizure. He actually fell in the door of the nearby Fighting Back Detox Center. When he came to, he started his journey to sobriety.
About 6 months after I got sober, I was running the detox.
For the past 9 years, Kevin had been in and out of jail. Today, he's working for Fighting Back and the criminal justice system.
I'm the early identification specialist. The funds to pay me come from the police department and Fighting Back. It's a collaborated effort. The Clean and Sober calendar started approximately 3 years ago. It started out as what we called the mock drug court. We took a few individuals that were actually in the local detox program, brought them into court because they had warrants for their arrest. We stated to the individual if they participated in a clean and sober program to get treatment and live in a clean and sober living environment that they would in lieu of going to jail, the cases would be dismissed and probation would be dropped. Every Friday in the Clean and Sober calendar, we have what they call the review dates. Ms. Hernandez is present, Your Honor. Mr. Hernandez, since the start of the program, has been participating fully in all modalities. At this time, she's doing very well. She's had a couple of days, you note on her episode and treatment sheet, is that she was missing is because she's having problems, some difficulties with her pregnancy. She seems to be doing very well now. And if we can see Ms. Hernandez back on 11/7/97.
We will do that. Glad to hear things are going well. And we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
Okay.
November 7th at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Eric Ledbetter.
Your Honor, he's doing very well in treatment with the treatment episodes. He did come up with a positive for THC and methamphetamine. I had a long discussion with him. He happened upon somebody that, an old friend, and engaged in an activity he knows he shouldn't. He's willing to face what he needs to face and take responsibility for his actions. So I'm asking that he be placed in custody for the weekend and be released on Sunday.
To Ledbetter, you're just getting started in this, and we allow a few slips here and there, but you're going to have to pass up the marijuana for sure, and for sure any methamphetamine and any other substance. Got any questions about that at all?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
The definition of Fighting Back is collaboration. Fighting Back is the one that goes out and says, okay, we got to get all these other individuals and agencies and police department, sheriff's department, probation department, everyone that's concerned in the criminal justice and law enforcement. Fighting Back is the one that leads them in to sit down at the same table and discuss these things. We created what we have today known as the Drug Court Clean and Sober calendar.
Basically, we're doing a lot of the things that probation officers tried to do and never could get around to. We've seen people who've you know, just been revolving doors in our court because of public intoxication and alcohol-related offenses who are clean and sober.
For the last, I'd say, 50 years, we were punishing addiction. Now it's come to our awareness that not punishing addiction, but rewarding sobriety is the way to go in helping alcoholics and addicts.
In most communities, the response to drug abuse and alcoholism is uncoordinated, it's non-systematic, and often there is the expectation that the problem belongs to an entity. It belongs either to criminal justice or it belongs to health care, etc. But it's not a community problem. The thing that's different about Fighting Back is it's accepted as a community problem.
Primarily, Fighting Back provides coordination, but in some areas it provides direct services. To reach the young people, Fighting Back placed a youth service specialist in every high school to provide peer mediation and drug-free activities.
We're going to be raising funds for the high school and junior high clubs so that they can have drug and alcohol-free activities on the weekends. They've learned that if they really want to reach out to the community is there to be a part of their lives and there to support them and help them have options beyond just saying no. A lot of the students this week will be wearing red ribbons, and basically it stands for